far as scrabblers are concerned, our spirits always high, very, very high.
We used to get 2-digit win. This time we've been given an uphill task to get single-digit win.
And I think we'll be victorious because we'll be preparing well towards the tournament. We've played matches, we train well. I think we're ready.
This is not the first time I'm participating in a festival. The last festival that we did that took place in Abuja, I was also there. So this one too that is going to happen in Edo too, I'm sure that yes, we are not going to deceive. We are still going to meet those same people and more hands. So we are going to try hard. We are going to win them.
The camp, which was electrified by the visit of the FCT Permanent Secretary and team officials, was described as a morale booster to the athletes who promised to do the territory proud.
All right, thank you very much. And with that report, we will be looking more into the preparations in the FCT camp. But before we go into discussing the National Sports Festival, I will also want us to quickly go take the sports tidbit so that together with my friend here in the studio, we'll be looking at some of the highlights together. Now, if the sports tidbit is ready, Badi Adeleye, let's get to hear from you what you have for us today.
Hello again and welcome. Now let's go on a quick ride round the world of sports in 240 seconds. The National Principals Cup Zonal Finals got underway in the 6 geopolitical zones on Thursday to determine the teams that will vie for honors in the grand finale in Abuja. The 6 finalists from these zones will converge on Abuja for the finals from March 27 to 31. The competition features 3 events: football, table tennis and athletics. Bayelsa Queens beat Pelican Stars 1-0 in the Nigeria Women's Football League Premiership on Wednesday to move 4 points clear of their closest challengers, Reverse Angels, who lost 1-2 away to FC Robo Queens. Ibom Angels' poor run continued as they were beaten 1-0 by Delta Queens, with Sunshine Queens also handing Dreamstar Ladies a 2-0 loss. In other results, Edo Queens beat Abia Angels 3-1. Nasarawa Amazons won 1-0 against Royal Queens, with Confluence Queens and Oshun Babes settling for a goalless draw. Akwa United moved closer to the top of the Nigeria Professional Football League on Wednesday following a 1-0 win over FC Fanyuba. Rivers United beat MFM-FC 2-0 to take their tally to 26 points. Heartland beat Wiki Tourist by the same margin, with former leaders Kwara United losing away to Kano Pillars also by the same scoreline, while 2 other matches were drawn. Nigeria's representatives, Eyimba International, fell to a 2-1 defeat against South Africa's Orlando Pirates in their CAF Confederation Cup Group A clash at the Orlando Stadium on Wednesday. The win takes the Bucks to the top spot in Group A, with Eyimba dropping to second. The People's Elephants will host Algerian club El Setif in their next game on Thursday, April the 1st at the Eyimba International Stadium, Aba. The lineup of quarter-finalists for the UEFA Champions League is now complete after holders Bayern Munich and Chelsea joined Borussia Dortmund, FC Porto, Liverpool, Paris Saint-Germain, Manchester City and Real Madrid on Wednesday. Bayern cruised through to the quarterfinals for the 9th time in the last 10 seasons after beating Lazio 2-1 at the Allianz Arena on Wednesday to secure a 6-2 aggregate victory, while Chelsea progressed after beating Atletico Madrid 2-0 on Wednesday to complete a 3-0 aggregate win in the last 16-second leg at Stamford Bridge. Tiger Woods says he will work on getting stronger every day after returning home following the car crash that left him with significant injuries. The 45-year-old American needed surgery after suffering a fractured leg and shattered ankle in the crash. Woods, while revealing his delight at being back home, also seized the opportunity to acknowledge the outpouring of support and encouragement he has received in the past weeks. Tokyo Olympics creative chief has resigned after calling a female comedian an Olympic in the latest setback for the games. Hiroshi Sasaki suggested having plus-size entertainer Naomi Watanabe appear at the opening ceremony wearing pig ears. He has apologized for his suggestions, calling it a huge insult to her. It comes after ex-Games president Yoshiro Mori was forced to quit for making sexist remarks. And that's all on sports tidbits for this week. Do enjoy the rest of the show.
All right, Badia Dele, beautiful delivery there. Now, we have a couple of stories, and but for now, let me introduce the big masquerade whom we have in the studio today. Ayodeji Makinde. Ayodeji Makinde is a brother, friend of the house, and I want to welcome him back home. And I know he's not going to do less than what we expect today on Capital Sports. Well, without much ado, Ayodeji, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
And well, we have a lot to discuss today. Sure. Let's try to see what time will permit us to discuss. Now, quickly, the National Sports Festival. It is certain now that the April date, will hold the festival. Now, let's talk, the FCT, which is our very own, state, if I may say. And they're just around our backyard here preparing to go win medals. Yesterday we were there and we saw the spirit was high. Do you think they can do better than the so-called, Delta, Edo, whom have always remained top in recent time?
That would be a very big task, a very big, very tough hurdle for them to climb, because if you consider the pedigree of Edo State and Delta State, especially states from South River State, yeah, they have they've created a name for themselves when it comes to the National Sports Festival. But for the Federal Capital Territory, a lot would be demanded from the administrators here if they really want to get some of the best from these athletes in terms of motivation. It's beyond paying visits to them. We all know many of these sportsmen and women, they rely on these for their livelihoods. They rely on these for survival. So definitely, and we've seen it in recent years, that if you inject a form of motivation, you tell them like for every gold medal, you get a certain amount of money, and they know that is the best that is obtainable anywhere around the country, they will go in for it and get it. But it's going to be a very big one to ask the Federal Capital Territory to go to Edo 2020 and surpass what the likes of Delta State and Edo State will do.
But Ayo, I don't want to be pessimistic. I want to be optimistic. From what we gathered yesterday, I think this one question we threw to the acting director of sports, FCT, around the area of, don't you think this monetary incentive has always been the reason why states like Delta, Edo, have these top-class athletes that even today at national level, you find out that some of these athletes are coming from that area. And he said, well, the administration has promised to do its best, which was confirmed by the permanent secretary who was there yesterday to see the welfare of the athletes. I think is of utmost importance. You and I know that when this motivation is given, the athletes put like extra performance to get results, and I think that is what we should be expecting from the FCT.
Well, I still strongly maintain, it's natural for the FCT after many years. We can't just ask them to jump from like a 10th position to the first position. It will be good for them to make an appreciable, impact. In yes, and maybe like a 4th position, and then they cannot look forward to the next one and then try and pull the same weight. If you want to get results that others are getting, you must do something extra than what they are doing to get to their level.
Well, before we quickly leave this issue, and we also learned that the FCT, they have their own area of strength, which we often say comparative, advantage, and the area of Scrabble, kickboxing, martial arts, like karate. And football, basketball, I think they claim to, have won, several times, probably getting gold and silver in recent years, and they are not, looking back in trying to maintain that position, which they assured, FCT administration and the resident that they're going to do their best to be able to get a result. And the PAMSEC, let me say, also told them they shouldn't go there as spectators or participants, but they should go there as winners, which I think that will sound, probably well into their heads as they prepare to go to Edo come 2nd to 14th of April. Now, quickly, we also saw results of matches played yesterday in both the women and also the men top tiers of Nigerian football. Now, Kwara United, were dislodged yesterday from the top of the table. Enugu Rangers are comfortably enjoying for now.
Well, it's another dynamic, unique thing about the Nigeria Professional Football League.
Yeah.
I mean, after many months of delay due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the league started last year December, and we are seeing matches almost every 3 to 4 days. And now for Kwara United, they enjoyed it because at a time where Enyimba and Rivers United were busy with CAF engagements, they seized the opportunity to go top of the table. And they're still, even Enugu Rangers know they're just temporary leaders for now, because Enyimba International still have about 3 games to play, and victories in those 3 games really push them up to to reclaim the leadership. But for Kwara United, it's just one of those things. You cannot win all your matches in a single season. It's not happened anywhere in any of the top leagues in the open era. So we expect them to see some of these drawbacks and of course improve on it. For heaven's sake, you didn't even lose to any How team. It's Kano Pillars that you lost to. I mean, Kano Pillars is a formidable side when it comes to the Nigeria Professional Football League any day, anytime. They're former champions. And Kwara United, they will really fancy their chances this season that possibly they can go all the way and win their first league title in as many years.
Okay, well, teams like Nasarawa United, which I think they are playing today too, they've not been doing badly, but they started well early in the season. At the time, they were also enjoying the top of the table, but along the line, I think they are somewhere around 7th or 6th position, if I'm not mistaken.
A run of 5 matches by Bala Nikyu team cost the team valuable points that should have retained, that should have helped them to retain their position at the summit there. They had a very good start in the beginning of the season. The first 6 matches of the season, they were exceptional, especially getting valuable away points. They won away, they picked draws away. You come to the Lafayette Township Stadium, you're definitely getting slaughtered there. But again, we've seen the Nigeria Professional Football League. It's not about sprints, it's about marathon, it's about experience, and that's where you see experienced teams. You see Enyimba International, you see Rivers United, you see Kano Pillars. When you expect them to, when teams begin to falter, that is when they start picking their points. And I'm sure Nasarawa United, they're really learning the curve, but we can't still write them off completely. We'll still have about, there's still many matches to go to the end of the season, which is enough for them to bounce back and even have a very respectable finish.
Okay, well, let's also, well, before we go into the female aspect of it, Warri Wolves, I think they've not been doing well this season, and we just learned the latest coming from that end is that the coach has been relieved of his job as the technical advisor.
Different strokes for different folks. The fact that you lost the match to another team, any team that is in the Nigeria Professional Football League is qualified to be in the league and is a potential champion. You losing to Jigawa Golden Stars, well, we won't really know the way the team is structured. But we all know that this same season, Abia Warriors under coach Imama Mapakabo, they had a very terrible start to the season. It was given ultimatum to rescue the team, and he has done that to transform the team. It's not all about saying because you don't get the results, you should get the boot. Although the nature of the job is about hiring and firing. Okay. So let's just wait and see how Warri Wolves will move on from this latest setback that they have, because that's just the beauty of the league.
Well, if I understand you very well, Ayo is talking about being patient with the team. Sometimes it's not about the rush, but it's all about the patience to be able to get results, in some of these games. But don't forget, before we continue, that you can be part of this program by utilizing our social media handle. Our WhatsApp line is there. You can send us message, and also if you can try also the studio line to be able to, send in your message or tell us something about what you feel about sports, especially grassroots sports development in the FCT and in the country. Now, Ayo, quickly, please, we don't have much time. The Nigerian Women Football League, let's not waste much time on it. I think gradually but surely, Bayelsa Queens are not looking back.
Well, they're not looking bad, but we should also remember that we have Rivers Angels, who are perennial champions of the league. Yeah. And then we can only... Edo Queens are also there. We can only clamor for more sponsorship into the Nigerian Women's Football League because that is essential for the league to really thrive. We have the talent, and we've not really disappointed, even if you consider the way these players have made the national teams proud, be it the Falconets, be it the Flamingos, or even the Falcons. This is the bedrock. A lot of investment needs to go into it so that at least those women playing football too can have something to show for it.
But beyond just the talking, what do you, if you're asked to advise, what should be done to get sponsorship?
A lot of transparency, because many of the corporate organizations and representatives that we've had the chance of talking to, they say they don't really believe in the system. So most of football administrators in the country should be more transparent, they should be more credible, they should be more accountable, especially to the athletes, and also create that environment for those bringing their money to believe that if they put their money into this particular aspect of the sports sector, they will get the necessary reward. And I think in the last few years, it's really changing, due process and everything. Many of these sports administrators are beginning to open up and not just sit down, wait for the money, and then the money is shared. They are beginning to now really use the money for the purposes that they are meant for.
Okay, we also heard in the sports tidbits, which I think is very important, we talk about, is the National Principal Cup. For a very long time, we've not heard of this. Some people may not even know if such thing, had existed before, and now it's been brought back. And I think today the action, commences. So what should we be expecting? Well,
the best of raw talents, the best of grassroots sports talents. The beauty of the 2021 National Principals Cup is it's not restricted to only football. They've diversified into some other sports, so we're not going to see only footballers emerge, raw talents. We're going to see athletes. We're going to see long jumpers. We're going to see hodlers. We're going to see a lot of athletes emerging from the 2021 National Principals Cup.
Okay, let me just put a comma there. Hello, let's see if we can get this caller on the line. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Quickly, please, your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Emeka calling from Abuja.
Okay, can we quickly get your input?
I'm really watching you live direct, and please do that. What I want to contribute is Nigerians should know that sport is no more just a play type. It's a serious business.
Okay.
It's not just a game that I just want to do. Some Nigerians should know that sport is a big business, and it's now left for the sponsors to invest in sport so that it can be better for everyone, and even the youth can be gainfully employed.
All right, thank you very much, Emeka, for your time and also your contribution. And I believe these sports administrators and those concerned will be able to, hear your advice. If we marry it to what Ayo said, I think it's all about transparency and also commitment to be able to get some of these things done correctly. Now, quickly, Ayo, I think we're beginning to be giving signal to go out of the studio. But the UEFA Champions League, were you surprised from the results we got, that, dive into the last 8?
No.
Okay.
Rather, I was impressed. We've had different arguments in the last 12 hours or thereabout, especially the match between Chelsea and Atletico Madrid. But the thing is, the law is very, very clear. I mean, for the red card, the second red card to Savage, you cannot, for any attempt to endanger another player, whether you mean it or not, it is a red card. It is very clear. And I'm sure Atletico Madrid fans or those who have staked their money would not want to say the same thing if it were to be a Chelsea player that did it, to an Atletico Madrid player. So the law is very clear. It's congratulations, and it speaks volumes again, the quality of football that some English teams are doing this season. Yeah. It's been a while that we saw 3 English Premier League teams in the quarterfinal, and this is to show that at least maybe they've understood better now how to play the Champions League very well and also compete at the home front, which is the Premier League.
Okay, well, while you talk that way, let's also tell you that Bayern Munich, are still there, and probably we'll see what happens in the last 8 fixture. We probably will be expecting tomorrow.
Surely.
Okay. Then not forgetting also in the Europa League 2, English teams are not doing badly. And today I know the return leg of the first leg of round of 16 also will be played. But before we go, we also want to tell you that from what we also got on our tidbits, Tiger Woods, I think, is recuperating, leaving the hospital to to back home, and we wish him well and hope that he'll recover so speedily to come back to play golf someday.
I remember Tiger Woods is 45 years old. Well, that's still enough time for him to play. But when you consider the pool of players coming behind him, you won't say he has passed his prime. Definitely he has not passed his prime. 45, 46 is still a good age to win any major when it comes to the PGA Tour. But for Tiger Woods, possibly not this year, but next year we're expecting to bounce back and win maybe another major.
Oh, Ayo, well, I've been given red cards to go out of the studio, but I had wanted to just get your input on, Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury, but probably we'll have to keep it since the fight is not, so soon. So probably next week, we may have time to discuss the issue of Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, which I think is one development that sports lovers around the world will also want to hear. I must thank you for your time on Capital Sports today, and your input has always been rich, and I must tell you that our viewers are happy with you, and I'm also happy with you. Thanks for coming.
Cheers, anytime.
Well, this is the much time would have permitted us to relay to you today, but I must also thank those behind the scene that have made it possible for you to also see us and also feel what we said today on Capital Sports. Same time, same station next week is another wonderful opportunity where we'll come and tell you the latest beyond just the headlines that you see around. Well, thank you very much for your time. I remain Abdullah Hajia. Bye for now. Join us next week.